Hello people, this is Adrian with Ascension Soul Coaching. So I'm outside now with my husband and we are here and I am reading for what's going on with the Great Reset and the Agenda 2030. So we're going to do a reading. I've already pulled the cards because I'm outside now. I just wanted to get the cards thrown, so you're going to have to trust me. And I'm going to show you the cards. So hold on one second. First card is for summer. The Page of Earth. So, which is saying, if you look at the card, it says that we have to be like little children and we need to, I'm telling you, man, that looks fun. We're going to get ours. All right. Got it. They're jamming. And the remote, baby. Baby, you get the remote. Go ahead now.
Look at that.
I know, boy.
Got a party like yeah, you got it all figured out.
Hey guys, meeting y'all.
Yeah.
Y'all need some help? I'm in Plan 6.
All right.
You better hold on.
You better hold on. That's that whole. Whoa. Oh my God, up our hill. No, he got up that hill. We'll get back down.
He been up there before.
He gonna look. He turned our Lord up. He laughing. First card is the Page of Earth, which means that we have to be like little kids. We have to learn. We have to learn to do things over again. Oh, so things have changed in the world. So this is for the month of summer, the season for summer. So there's a lot of new growth. There's a lot of new learning going on, but we're going to be free. We're going to still probably have a mask on, maskless. So this guy has no mask on. So most of us are not going to have masks on. Some people will still have masks on. It's not going to be pushed as hard as it was before. We're going to be able to go outside and ride our bikes, play with our toys. Looks like, I don't know what that is right there. Maybe it's just a log. Okay. So we're able to go outside. Okay. Okay. Because he's a Page of Earth, means that we're going to be, new jobs are going to be coming in. People are going to be able to start working a little bit more in the summer months, which is a good thing. So you'll be able to go outside. You may not have a mask on. And you'll be able to enjoy outside a little bit more than you were before in the past few months of 2021. So then we have fall. So fall is the 3 of fire, which is the 3 of rods, right? So if this is it right side up, it's reversed. We got this before, one of the readings we had before. We have these building blocks where we're building something, but it's reversed. So whatever we're building in the summer, whatever we're building throughout the summer, when fall gets here, all those plans are going to be turned upside down. So whatever we think, the freedom that we have here, the things that we think we're rebuilding our future, getting back to life the way it was before, by the time fall comes, all those plans and dreams that we've had are going to be turned upside down. Whatever we were building, whatever plans we were making are going to be turned upside down. And then we have this is winter, which is death, which is really signifies death anyway in the winter, because there's the dying and you have the spring rebirth. But here it's saying that here our plans are being crashed. Here there's going to be a transformation into something different, something new. So the everything that's been torn apart is going to be born again. So remember we said like the Great Reset. So the Great Reset will be starting in the winter of 2021. There's already things in place, but by 2021 we'll know what's happening. We'll be in the middle of it, right? Will be the world as we know it will be a shadow of itself. Yeah. And we're heading, the citizens are heading on to a path that they are not aware of. They don't really understand exactly what's happening. That's why you have the well unknown. But the elites and the people who are in control of what's happening are changing the world shaping it into the world that they want it to be. So that's why while we have the summertime coming up, and we have a little bit more freedoms than we had before. You see this little bear, he may be young, but he's reading and he's still learning. So we need to be learning about what's happening. Don't take your freedom this summer for granted. You need to, yes, go out and enjoy yourself, but also be learning about what this great reset's going to be, because it's happening. And all the plans you think and some people have made to change and go back to the way it was or make it better from 2019, all those plans in the fall are going to be crashing down again. And this whole world is going to be changed into the way the elites want it, starting in the winter of 2021. People are going to know we're going to be a shadow of our former self. That's the Great Reset. That's the financial situation, the food situation, our liberties, our jobs. All that's going to be affected by this Great Reset. So the way things used to be will not be. We're not going back to 2019. We're not going back to even 2020. It's going to be on a higher, different level, in the way that's more techie, more AI, artificial intelligence. That's AI. The world, your jobs, your finances are changing. So your finances is going to be digital currency, right, or cryptocurrency. The government's going to have a control over everything you do, because how you work, how you get paid, all transactions are going to be transitioning from monetary or your debt currencies, which is your dollars or your francs or your pounds, right? You're going to be all turning to become more digital, more digitized. So they can shadow you. These are shadows. So they're going to shadow you. They're going to know everything you do, however transaction you made. I know some people are trying to save and stack up gold, and they're stacking up silver and other metals. That's fine, but you're going to have to do that underground. That's going to be, now, they may not be starting in 2021 of winter, but there's people who are stacking up knowing that's going to happen starting in winter of 2021. So if you are able to do that, you might want to start buying. I'm not a financial advisor, but you may want to start looking into, if you haven't already, to get silver, some gold. Some people are saying Bitcoin. Like I said, I'm not a financial advisor, but you're going to be dealing on a different level with your money. Anybody else who does not do that will be dealing with the governmental money, and which will be tracked through your systems, your computers. They're going to know everything about you. This whole world is going to be changed. The way you eat, the way you work, the way you travel, the way you exist will, in your housing situation, it's going to be all, the government's going to, I'm blowing because there's a bee. It's going to be, they're going to be shadow. You're going to be shadow. Everything you do, anything you do on the internet, anything you do through the internet, and most of everything you do will be done through the internet, so they can track you. I do know that in overseas in Asia, China specifically, that they have social credits. So to be able to do anything, you have to have a certain number of social credits. They're talking about carbon credits for corporations. So they're going to be able to track everything, and a lot of jobs are going to be lost to, this is people dying, this is, oh my God, remember we were talking about depopulation. Whew. And then we have jobs are going to become obsolete, because they're going to have artificial intelligence taking over the jobs. Whatever you can do, most jobs can be done by robots or machines or equipment or computers. There are some jobs it's not, and even if those are, we'll see it in 2021, the winter. They'll be talking more and more about the job loss based on AI. You'll see more of the job lost in 2022, and then up to 2025 is where the majority of the jobs will be lost. But if there's more job loss, it will be due to AI, and you'll see that happening. This whole thing about the virus, this whole thing about the Miss Rona, all that was contrived to help them usher in the UN Agenda 2030 and the Great Reset. So y'all just need to know that. That is my opinion based on all the things I've read and the things I've seen and what's happening now. No one can sit here and say that this world is not upside down, because it is. This whole world is transitioning to something totally different. Our governments, our finances, our money, our food. When I say food, they don't want you eating meat anymore. They're growing meat in labs, people. They're using stem cells from cows to grow meat in the labs, because they say the cows give off too much methane. Okay, so they don't want the cow. They can get the meat from the cow without having the cow. Who wants to eat that? You all can. I'm not trying to do that. I'd rather have it God-made than man-made. Also, you also see a push for plant-based food, but those plant-based foods are GMO. So if you can get seeds and grow your own food, as much as you can, do that. If you can get food and can it, the food you have now, can it, dehydrate it, buy canned food now, because in 2022 you're going to see a huge change in your food supply and your dependence on the government to even get the food. So take my warnings. This is a prediction based on things I've read. These are the cards that came out. I didn't, pull these. I want a great land, great world, great life like everybody else as it was 2019 and back. But this is showing us that there's a lot of changing. But we have time to learn and make plans. Most people's plans are going to be turned upside down because by the fall, what you think is going to happen, what they're saying that you're going to be free by the end of the year, is not going to happen. Your whole world will be changing by the winter of 2021. Digital currency, stock markets, they're not going to technically crash the stock market, but financial situation is going to be changed. Digital currency, cryptocurrency, they're going to shadow you. They're going to know everything you do. Your job's going to change. You're not going to be able to work in certain industries without getting the vax. Okay? Some people are going to die from the vax. Some people are going to die from this corona. But this whole thing is about depopulation and bringing in more AI to do the jobs. We don't need people. We need AI, and their plans are to transition into that by 2025 and definitely by 2030. That's why you'll see a more unmanned cars, unmanned cabs, unmanned tractor trailers driving around, unmanned warehouses. You're going to see more AI doing the work. I'm telling y'all. Industries with hotel, industries with restaurants, they're going to bring in more AI. They're going to be those companies are going to go out of business if they do not take on the plans that the government want them to take. Which means we'll pay you more money if you bring in more AI, and it's just going to be, they're going to sell it to them as an incentive, and they're going to take it. They're going to show them how great it could be without people. Like, you don't have to worry about people getting sick. You don't have to worry about people not calling in sick. You don't have to worry about paying benefits. You don't have to worry about 401ks. You don't have to worry about retirements. You don't have to worry about paying sick plans, medical plans, hiring, firing people. You don't have to do any of that. You'll have a robot or AI to do this work for you. That is where they're moving to. No, they're not going to have it all done by 2021, but they're going to offer incentives to companies to be able to do that, or the government's going to take over the restaurant business in some way or fashion. Also, government's going to take over houses. They're allowing people to not pay their mortgages so they can take care of the financial markets and take over homes that people cannot pay for. Some countries they're going to do UBI. The United States is currently doing UBI to a certain degree because they're giving out all these stimulus checks. You all don't know it, but y'all being played. You're being pushed into this box of taking money. Okay, you're not working, so we're going to give you money. We can keep giving you money, more money than if you were working, or as much money, close enough to what you work. Plus, you don't have to pay your mortgage. You don't have to pay your utilities. You don't have to pay certain bills. So you're going to be dependent on that money. And when you can't get to work, you can be okay with that because you don't have to pay off back all those loans you owe. But in the interim, what they're doing is boxing you in to be dependent on the government. That is my reading for you all today. I wanted to give it to you. I did a reading back in, I think, December of 2020 to tell you about the first three from December to June December to May that was going to happen. And now I'm reading from the summer, fall, and winter of 2021, and things I have predicted have happened. I need you all to just listen, to do your own research. Don't take my word for it. Please do your own research and just beware of what's happening. Take this time to learn about what's happening. The Great Reset. Take time to learn about the UN Agenda 2030. It's not all what you think it is. Learn a new trade where you could take care of your money. Learn how to save your money. Learn what's the best way to save your money if this should happen, right? What is your best avenue? Talk to your financial advisors. Talk to your, I'll say, bankers, just for the heck of it. Your retirement people at your job. If nothing else, learn to maybe how can you diversify your funds. If you don't want to just say, well, I don't totally believe this is going to happen, but there's a possibility that you could at least diversify some of your money so you can have something saved aside that's physical and not all virtual, because stock market is virtual, it's paperless, right? And if they decide to call it all in, you don't own anything, right? Here, make sure your plans are solid, because if you don't plan for this to happen, when it does happen, you'll have nothing. And if you remember, that's one of the great resets things. You will own nothing and be happy. You will not be happy. They want you to think you're going to be happy because you're going to be dependent on the government. Anyway, that is my reading for today. We will continue to talk about this because as we get closer to the summer, this is where I'm going to help you, at least point you into the directions of things you could read and to become aware of. I'm going to take between now and the end of May, the beginning of summer, which is June 20th, June 21st, to talk about the Great Reset and how you can plan for your future based on predictions, okay? When you get into the summer months, this is on you. And if you don't do anything during those 3 months of summer, you're going to be in for a big awakening in the winter of 2021. And then when it becomes 2022, you're going to be a little bit behind. Doesn't mean you still can't make some changes, but there's a lot of people talking about this now, y'all. So you just need to be aware. My job is to help you and uncover some things, to give you some ideas of where you can go, tell you what I'm seeing based on what they're saying, what's happening, and what spirit is saying. But I'm not going to take this much time to talk about it if I didn't think it was very important that we do these things. I have already started. One of the reasons why we bought a tiny house and we're getting this land and building this land up is because of this. I love a big house. I have a big house. But I want a tiny house, so if things go down the way they're saying it's going to go down, I have my own land that I paid for cash. I have my own house, tiny house that will be paid off soon. And I'm preparing with canning. I'm preparing with putting money aside, assets aside for me to be able to spend to take care of myself and my family. If this should happen with this digital currency, the government tracking everything, is legitimate the way we're doing it, but I'm just going to give you some tips and open some windows rather for you, and books for you, so you could read, so you could do your own planning. So anyway, that's my reading for today. It's a beautiful day outside. We've got work to do. Thanks for tuning in. And y'all have a great day. If you want a reading from me, you know how to get in touch with me. It's ascensionsoulcoaching@gmail.com. So see y'all soon. Talk to you later. Just think about what I've said. Just be open to it. Because who would have thought that we'd be here in 2021 from last year? Say back from 2019 that we would be in a situation where most people aren't working. We're stuck in their house. A lot of people are still wearing masks. People are under restrictions, locked in lockdown, or even went through a lockdown. I mean, who would have thought this? And your freedoms and your are being taken away, and the government is telling you what to do, how to do it, when to do it, who you can see, who you can't see. Who would have thought that? So we have to open up our eyes and be aware that this world is changing, and you can prepare for it. We can always just not, we can resist, and we can resist and prepare at the same time. We can do both things. So just, I know some of y'all had to take the vax for whatever reason, or you just felt like it was the best thing for you to do. Just watch what happens with the vax. That's all I'm trying to say. And what happens to people who've taken the vax. Some people have some very bad adverse reactions. Now, was it planned? Was it an accident? Was Miss Corona planned or an accident? I think a lot of scientists are now coming out and says no, they believe that it was released or leaked from Wuhan laboratories. Well, if it was in a laboratory, not from a bat, I mean, what were they doing with this, and why is it out, right? So people are not asking the right questions, and they're just afraid of dying, and that's all they're caring about. Let me take the vax so I don't die, or I don't get as sick as I could if I got it without it. Got the virus or Miss Corona without it. So that's fine to think about your safety, definitely, but y'all gonna have to start thinking further and more detailed about what is really happening to this world. And it's not about, believe you me, Miss Corona. Miss Corona was their ticket into getting you to comply to the things that's changing now, using fear, propaganda, right? Because it's not ending. It's not over. This is the beginning. This is the beginning. And if I'm wrong, you let me know. But by January 2022, if you don't believe me and you're still here, you will see. Now, some of y'all are going to think, well, that's just a natural, evolution of life, an evolution of governments, an evolution of financial systems. That might be what you might think. That might be how they spin it, and that might be how you interpret it. But for the people who know that it's not better, and you've lost a lot of freedoms from what they're doing, you will understand. Okay? So we'll talk more about it. Just put your comments down below. Tell me what you think, and what you want to hear from me, and how you want to move forward. How do you want to, we can do some lives, and we can actually talk about this stuff to help each other, to help motivate each other, help plan, give advice, tips, whatever. We can do that as well. But put your comments down below, and I will talk to y'all later. Y'all have a great Sunday. This is April. What day is it? The 11th, April the 11th, 2021. I think it's, yes, April the 11th. I'm wearing my little Google watch my husband bought me. Anyway, if I'm wrong, you let me know. If you have another thought, let me know. If you think there's something else going on, let me know. This is from my reading and from what I've read in general and kept up within the news. When I say news, I'm not talking about the main media news, because they're not telling you what's really going on. So, love you guys. I'll talk to you later. Bye.